We have Ari Goldkind in studio, everyone. That's yeah.
Are we on? Should I put the headphones on? We're here. We're good. This is a segue. Jay Brody.
Hey, buddy.
He's changed seats.
How are
I'm
you?
sitting over here.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you,
Good.
Todd?
You have nice energy. I like you. You're
I'm here.
Fun. You're a nice guy.
I'm happy to be. Nice guy. Sorry, that's your next guest.
You're wearing a table mat for a shirt. I like it.
That's what I'm here to do.
It's a great shirt. No, I wear all those all the time.
I thought we'd order pizza.
Can we get some pizza?
do it.
So let me ask you a question. You run
Jay
for
Brody
mayor,
and chickens.
You run for mayor of Toronto. By the way, we're starting a new secret society if you want to be a part of it.
Skulls? The Skull and Bones?
No, ours
George
is,
Bush?
Ours is called
The Kosher Pigs.
Kosher Pigs.
We're the Kosher Pigs.
Oh, that's a good name.
It's a good name.
Why is that not a band name, Jay Brody?
Kosher Pigs?
Because it's a secret society. You're a part, though.
You're
a part
allowed
now.
in if you want. I mean, it's a big deal. You're going to be the mayor in 8 years is my prediction. So you still got one more term to really get noticed, and then one more you'll win. Tory will be really old by then, so people won't want to vote in a 72.
No, but I'll tell you, I bumped into the other night, Todd, and it looked like he lost 10 years. He's back to like looking
He looks
35 years old. He looked so good.
Oh, wow.
Well, let's
So
set
there
the
you go.
dinner table on Ari's shirt. And this is the deal. I wear checkered shirts all the time. I'm an
Doesn't
assaulty
bother me.
man.
I'm very comfortable over here.
You're a comfortable guy. You're very comfortable. You are. Yeah, that's what I like about you because you don't fucking bullshit anybody. You don't hide behind anything because you're so forthright, and that's the most important thing in life. And you're not worried about offending people. I got to learn what your secret is because I'm always worried about offending people. Anyway,
I'm not going to touch that, Todd.
Yeah,
I'm just not going to touch
well,
that.
don't touch it. But you run for mayor,
Yeah.
which is great. And then you surprise a lot of people, and you get tens of thousands of YouTube hits, and then you get a lot of people following you, a lot of people putting up their signs on their lawn saying Ari Goldkind. Pretty neat feeling. And then Strobel's talking about you, and he really likes you. And then the Toronto Star saying that he's got the most epic of all bus and TTC and whatever they're called, streetcar and subway plans of all time. Transit. That's the word that that really encompasses all those other four things. And then the voter turnout was great, but your voting wasn't the highest. Still, you finished fourth, which is a big deal considering the campaign money that went into Tory and Doug Ford and the other one.
Millions of dollars.
Millions. And now, tell us, what is going on with what is the fallout after all this? How are you feeling? How are you doing?
Well, it's okay. So let's start with
the interview's over. I'm sorry.
Okay, where's Scott Shallow? Hold on, where's Scott Shallow? You're going to talk about your real estate agent. He's right over there. Now I know everything. He doesn't pressure you. I'm going to do his plug. No, sorry. Okay.
No, it's good. You got it out of the way.
No, get it right out of the way. I know it by heart, Todd.
You're brilliant.
So it's been absolutely incredible. My life has been busier, almost busier now than it was before. I mean, even today, my day in court on a murder trial. Go to CP20.
Okay, just to digress a little.
I didn't murder anybody.
No, he's a lawyer
wasn't
as
me.
well.
It wasn't me.
And he's not representing Jay.
that's right.
Okay.
It was not me, guys.
Did I miss a Tinder story before I got here?
Okay, as long as did I miss a lawsuit?
You just signed up for Ashley Madison, actually. So that's
there's stories there.
We're gonna find out some fun stories. Anyway, so you're in court for a murder trial.
Yeah.
That's intense shit. You're a bright guy. I'd love to live in your mind and know some of the shit or see some of the shit you've seen in your day. Crazy stuff.
Well, the reason I love what I do, and so anybody listening, yes, I am a criminal defense lawyer. In case you think I'm out, that's fine. I like that part. So the reason I love we'll call it my day job now, is because you can't make up what I see every day. And I don't mean grotesque or gruesome. I mean the stories, the facts. I mean, I'm in a case today where the police and the Crown thought my client is the stabber and the actual murderer, and the evidence comes out and witnesses change, and now nobody thinks that. But it's stuff like a Law and Order episode every day on really interesting cases. So, and then I went to CP24, commented on Mr. Ford's not running for
Doug
the
Ford
premiership.
pulled out. Yeah,
that's right. Then met with Mr. Ford right after that.
Doug?
And had Doug.
You saw Doug today.
We had a nice chat and a nice hug. We should see the funny picture. I went up to him, gave a big hug. I don't know that we're going to break bread over Shabbat dinner, but nevertheless. And here I am back with Todd Shapiro, my favorite place to be.
The best place
So
in the world.
the fallout is actually great because fallout makes me think nuclear fallout. It's been fantastic. So much going on, all sorts of people calling, wanting to have meetings, TV stuff that we're doing, pitching stuff, and meeting with all these people who I never even imagined would know my name, Todd. I can't tell you that.
Come on, give us an example.
Really?
Who knows your name that you never thought would know your name?
I'll put it to you this way. There are some people who were very, very instrumental in the campaign of somebody who didn't do well. and who disappointed a lot of people.
Ah.
And I've had a lot of chats with people on that side of the fence. Oh, Law and Order. I like that. Hold on. I want to know how to do a pause on a 3 second. Oh, I love that. Jay Brody, that was good.
So it was me who pulled
Oh,
it
it was you?
So there's people who you met that worked for other people who didn't do well. So the other one who didn't do well was Chow.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, and then the Chow people come up to you and they're like, Mr. Goldkind, you really impressed us. And this Chow lady, even though we said we endorsed her and everything, and I know you're not saying it, you're not saying that's who it is, but she didn't do well. Let's be honest. And now, so people you're starting to notice like a popularity contest. When the people who they seemingly were popular and then all of a sudden weren't, people run to the ones who not necessarily are popular, but the ones who actually stand by certain messages and want them to become popular for all the right reasons. I would imagine that's what's happening.
So
with
it's
you.
great that you say that, because there's a National Post writer named Andrew Coyne, and he wrote a story 2 days ago.
Did he coin a phrase?
Yeah, to coin a phrase.
Okay.
I wish this was something that every voter saw, because he wrote a great story, and Todd, I love that.
Yes.
And Todd, you followed me from the beginning on this.
I actually, like, you excited me more than you opened up my eyes to politics across the board. It's crazy.
So it's amazing, because his whole story is that you can't get elected. You cannot be a politician saying the truth to people. They just will not accept it. And what I'm finding is, well, that part is probably true.
Yep.
Everywhere I go in the city, I got lucky enough to be given tickets to a Raptor game. I'm going to restaurants. and people actually
What's
come
your
up to
favorite
me.
Restaurant?
Bark.
What's Bark?
On Roncesvalles.
Nice
Right around there.
restaurant?
It's fantastic.
Yeah?
It's
We'll go there one night.
It's great. I'll go
Okay.
there with you in a second.
Okay.
Your wife would love it. Jay, you have to come. You'd love it.
Jay's
anyway,
not allowed.
BARQUE.
Yeah, he's
I
not
felt like I
he's-
did a Scott Shallow promo. Hold on a second. Where's my sponsor? Okay. So, in any event, I go to these places, Todd. I get recognized. People come up to me and they say, they don't know my name right away. And you probably know what this is like. They go, "Are you that guy?" Oh, I'm a guy. And that guy. But then they start and say, "You're the guy who talks about the things we talk about at home. You're the guy who
You're the
says
guy who
out
makes
loud."
sense. You're
That's
the
right.
guy who's rational. You're the guy who we can relate to. Ari Goldkind is a guy who has humanized politics and actually spoke the truth.
Yeah, and you know what? People appreciate that. So I'm hearing this over and over. And even today on social media, because John Tory gave a State of the City press conference today. He did it
How'd
for
it go?
about
Did it sound
45
good?
minutes. It sounded good, because
Yeah.
he's actually aware of the problems. But you see a lot of people start to chime in and say, Ari was talking about these things, that you have to pay for these things. They're not free.
Yeah.
We got to pay for. And it's like, I never said anything that was rocket science. I just said what I believe
too
in.
honest.
So, well, maybe too honest, but you know what? I've got to sleep at night, and I went to bed every night during this campaign saying I'm laying it out. And I made this joke to Jay sometimes when we went to a debate, and I would say I'd go door to door, I'd pound the pavement, and I'd say I'm in favor of tolls, taxes, congestion fees, all these things to get people moving around. And somebody would say, I'm never going to vote for a guy who's going to institute tolls, and I would say, so don't vote for me. I'll be okay. And that's a very different thing.
You gotta lie. I think you gotta lie a little bit, and that's why when
Or a lot.
and that's why when I run against you next time for mayor, my slogan's gonna be Jay Brody, 6'4", lean 185, and has never smoked marijuana. That's just me riding a horse.
Asterisk, huge penis.
With a hook.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not.
No, you're not going to touch that one. Good, careful not to finish
No,
that
I
sentence there.
I thought Jay was going to move over and give you a little slam there.
No, Jay's comfortable with the fact that he has a small penis.
I
Okay.
don't have a small dick. I'm gonna pull it. Okay. Well, fuck, if that music says I have a small dick, I got a small
We
dick.
don't know. It's going to go to court to find out. Well, listen, Ari, I think it's great, man. And what are your plans? And obviously, you're practicing law. You're defending this potential murderer. And what now? Like, is politics still your goal, though?
No, it was never my goal. My goal was to contribute in ways that I thought nobody else was. So when you look at the conversation now, and this is what I was saying a second ago, you look at social media, people are, this issue today about transit being cut and reinstituting these cuts, a lot of people are saying, isn't that what Ari Goldkind was talking about, that this stuff, I'm going to say stuff, I'm, censoring myself. This stuff isn't free. So in contributing a certain way, that's what I'm going to do. So whether it's in politics, I'm getting asked a lot whether I'm going to run provincially, federally. That's not my goal. Whether it's politics, I'm not doing this with some grand plan. I can tell you this. We have an incredible TV show we're putting together, shooting, pitching, piloting, and all of that. It's really incredible.
You're doing a TV show.
We're going to pitch it and see who's interested in it, because
Exciting.
Because I'm very comfortable doing that, and I want to talk about the things that people don't talk about. But here's the kicker: make them interesting.
Would you host? Would you be a host of a show?
A host, a panel,
Yeah.
a whole bunch of things. The pitch is being put together. It's really
Like a
really
daily
interesting.
show?
Yep, like a daily show, exactly. But whether somebody's interested or not, I can't comment on that. Toronto is not New York or LA, but at the end of the day, a lot of people have said you have a face for not thank you know. I'm going to make
Face
that
for
joke.
radio?
A
You're
face
gonna
for
make that joke here, Ari?
no, that's what I was going to say. But you know, Todd. Like at the end of the day, if we're not talking about these things, the city goes backwards. So my goal is to contribute, and wherever that takes me, it takes me. But thank God, and thank God to you and to Jay. When I talk about this stuff, nobody goes, "Oh, it's really boring to talk about pig or that." So my goal, make it entertaining.
Make it entertaining, but the best part about when it's entertaining is it becomes informative, it becomes educational, and the youth will then be better off when we're voting, especially now with higher turnouts, to make the right decisions moving forward too, which is a really cool thing because that's the key to learning.
Yeah, and I don't
want making it fun.
And as you know, Jay, because we joked about the first time you were here, you were sitting over here and scared the crap out of me with what you did.
Yeah.
I don't want to just have the same people voting who always vote. If we can't attract people our age, younger, city, then what are we doing? So my whole thing is to open up the conversation, make people go, yeah, I'd like to get around this city a lot faster. And by the way, let's talk about how to really do it.
You think Tory will do a good job?
I do, I'll tell you, I get asked this a lot, and people expect me to, Jay, you'll appreciate this, to cut a promo on him.
Yes.
And the truth is, no. And I'll say this, Todd, I'll be semi-serious for a second. He's at work at 5:30. He's got his face in a whole bunch of books. He's reading. He's working hard, and I appreciate the bar is so low from Rob Ford, who didn't work, showed up 3 hours a day, that to say he's showing up for work shouldn't be a huge thing. I have a lot of faith that if he sticks to his guns, he makes some hard choices. I'm there to serve. I've told him myself that if you need somebody getting into the fray on hard stuff and stuff that you don't, I'm happy to do it.
What do you mean?
There's a lot of things that, to be popular, you can't talk about. You can't talk about tolls or fees or taxes or property taxes without having people, there we go. I love that. Without having people get back at you. So whatever I can do to contribute and move the conversation so that we're not a cheap city. We can be frugal.
So you'll be the fall guy. You'll be the foil. You'll be the heel.
Isn't that Lee Majors?
That's
Lee, but none of our listeners hopefully know that.
Okay, that's right. I just dated myself, didn't I?
Yeah, a little bit.
But so to me, again, going back, let's have these conversations. Let's do it. Let's move forward. And I think John Tory, at least what I'm seeing for the last 3 weeks to a month, he deserves a chance to succeed. So I'm not going to be a person, even though I ran against him and disagree with him on a million policies.
Oh, now you're exaggerating.
No. I do, but I like him very much.
Yeah.
I think he's a very decent man. I think he's got the city concerned. So I'm not going to sit here to make even better radio to throw him under the bus. I think he's doing a great job for the first 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I hope he uses the political capital and backbone that I know he has. And I think people should give him that chance.
Very nicely said. I mean, that's you're a gracious candidate who lost an election and says great things about the one who won it, and that's the type of mentorship and leadership people should show in this world.
I appreciate that.
So, Doug Ford, how was your hug? Did he smell?
It was
did he smell?
No. I'll tell you,
He didn't smell like I picture him smelling like chili.
Yeah.
No, he did not smell like
just
chili.
like a good bowl. Nothing wrong with that, but just like a good bowl of chili, like
he had
spicy,
a nice fresh scent. He seemed very. I'll tell you this: I don't think he was that comfortable. I mean, if you see the interview and seeing him talk, I think he really wanted to run. There's a lot of things that go into it. I mean, obviously the spotlight hits
running
you.
to become the premier of this province.
And look, again, I went on CP24. People expect me to say names because he and I got into it. This guy is not a buffoon. When you get 200 and some thousand people voting for you and all of this, that
he
is
did really well.
That's my point.
He did really
That's
fucking
my
well.
point.
And he's got a multi-million-dollar company he runs.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's not a dumb guy.
And he made some hot daughters as well. I don't know if you've seen his daughters, but that guy might not know how to run a city or be a great politician or even a serviceable politician, but that man can make some hot daughters.
You watched that night where they're all sitting there on the couch, and then all of a sudden, they weren't sitting in exact perfect position, and you see something go over the headset of the radio, and then all of a sudden you see 5 sets of legs cross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched that part 15 times over 3 different evenings. Yeah.
I saw Rob Ford's panties. Yeah. So anyway, he's okay though. He's a good guy, and what's he gonna do? Just run his decal business? Is that the deal?
No, I don't think that. I think he has a real taste for this. You could see it in his eyes. He wants to run. He wants to be part of this. I think you have to do sort of more ground game. It's a very different beast. Running for a provincial office than putting your name in the hat with the name recognition.
Would you ever run provincially?
I don't know because I never did this. Like even from the day I saw you in March, almost 10 months ago, I never did this to get into politics. I did this because I couldn't stand the crap that the leaders, end quote, I couldn't stand the crap that they were spewing. I said, why can't we talk about the things we need to do? Did I know it would get to this level where hundreds of thousands of people would know who I am and respect it? I did not know. I believe in myself. I have the courage of my convictions, but I don't know that I'll go down that road. And back to the Ford question, I think he's itching to get back into it.
Yeah, these guys, once they have some sort of control, they need it. They can't let it go. Have you talked to Rob at all? Did he mention Rob? How's Rob's health? He's not looking good. Apparently, he's got to go for more chemo. And
no, we didn't.
Yeah.
He talked about that on air, that his brother's going for another round of chemo. I never heard from Rob Ford. There was a story in the Sun during the campaign that Rob Ford was going to call him personally, apologize to me. My phone has not rang.
Really? Well, he's got some bigger issues.
He's got
right
bigger
now.
issues,
Exactly.
and at the end of the day, those health issues, you don't wish them on anybody, but that campaign is now over.
Now,
Jay's going to say something.
I have a theory.
I'm ready.
No, it's a serious point. I have a theory, and just following the campaign. Now, it looks like to me like Doug Ford ran for mayor against John Tory. The difference was 6%. 6% was the difference between Doug Ford becoming the mayor and John Tory not.
Right.
I really believe that it was you bringing out to light some of Doug Ford's rage issues, as was shown in that press conference, that cost him the mayorship. I think if you're not in that race, he wouldn't have been exposed like that, and he would have ended up being the mayor. So did Doug Ford, how was his demeanor towards you? Was it friendly? Like, you cost that guy the election.
I would like to pat myself on the back that much. I'm not able to do that. I don't know, but
the fact is people couldn't vote for you because they had to vote for Tory if they didn't want the
and it's
Fords
funny
to win.
and it's funny that you say that, Todd, because I can't tell you, and I didn't want to. I mean, I don't want to ever give boring radio, but if I had $1 for
Dude, I
every
give
person,
boring radio.
No,
like
you don't.
Almost every
No, you
minute.
don't. No, you
I'm
don't.
giving boring radio right now. Yawn.
Wait a minute. You're calling my segment boring? Well, get me out of here then.
No, it's just me.
You're gonna get
My
Scott
part of it.
Shallow? Okay.
No, your
So-
part's exciting.
Okay.
Anytime I talk, it's boring.
So no, I don't
Or
agree with
offensive.
that. But in any event, that's a conversation for a different day. I disagree. But if I had $1, if I had $1,
I'm just being self-deprecating.
I know, which doesn't work.
I'm looking for pity.
Yeah, I know it doesn't.
I
work.
want some pity love.
Nobody pities Todd Shapiro.
Jay,
If
give me
I
some
had
pity hand job.
$1 for every person,
Okay.
for every person who's come up to me and said, in a different time, if there was no Doug Ford or no Rob Ford, that they would have really voted with their conscience for what I was putting out, what they talk about at their table, what they say to their boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, whatever. That's fine, because I totally get that. And the city, did you notice, Todd and Jay, that for the last 3 weeks, there really hasn't been a Ford story or a Ford crisis, and the city has managed to continue on.
I've been making fun of myself like an asshole for the last 3 weeks. I need these guys back.
I know there's no humor.
Well, the media needs them back. So other than the circus yesterday, which obviously the Ghomeshi circus, which I've never seen helicopters and drones and anything like that.
One of the biggest personalities in Canada's history.
Right. So if you look at it for the last month, the news media has been very quiet. My sense is the news media was crushed.
Oh, yeah.
They were crushed.
Of course
at
they're
Mr.
crushed.
Ford.
I'm crushed.
Well,
I'm crushed.
I hope you get past it, but
No, we'll be okay. I mean, the show hasn't been funny since. Anyway, I got to say, Ari, I say it, I've said it 100 times. You're inspirational. It's cool. I'm glad to see that you're still continuing with this path of speaking the truths and what's right in this world, at least what you believe is right. But really, because you have a rational approach, I think people over time, in about a decade from now, are going to be like, that guy Ari Goldkind actually said that stuff in 2014.
Right.
And you'll be amazed. And that's sometimes the slow play we have to take in life when we're much more advanced than the rest of the world. And that's why you are now a part of the Kosher Pigs.
No, and that's a society I've wanted to get into for a good part of my life. I haven't eaten bacon for that very reason, and now I feel like I've earned my initiation.
The best part about Kosher Pigs is you don't have to eat it. I mean, we have a pig as our logo with a kippah on it. And it's a beautiful sight, because whether you eat bacon or you don't eat bacon, or if you want to eat bacon and you're Jewish, who cares? Or you're Muslim and you want to eat bacon, everyone is a part of this society.
How many of your listeners right now are Googling and misspelling the word kippah?
I keep it all the time.
Keep it.
Anyway, Ari, thank you very much. I have a very busy show. We have 3 other guests to get to. I apologize. You're very easy guy to talk to, and one I could do for hours because it's always so informational. But in the meantime, where can people find you? Because I know you have a podcast. You're still speaking about issues.
And the fact that you can do me for hours scares the crap out of me. But that being said, you said it. So I'll come back anytime. No, you can find the podcast at my YouTube channel, just at Ari Goldkind YouTube. My website is still up, www.ariformayor.com. We're going to change that, but you just said something really interesting before I go, that I think in 3-4 years, people are going to say this is what he was talking about in 2014.
No, they will.
And I've actually put a blueprint up to say, if look at these issues now, and if these aren't better in 4 years, maybe we need to go back to these hard truths. So I'd say that's where people can find me on Twitter at Ari Goldkind and Facebook Ari Goldkind. So anybody who wants to get in touch with me, email me. If you support what I'm doing, I'd love to hear from you.
Follow this guy. We really appreciate it. Ari Goldkind, everyone.
Thank you very much, Todd. Jay, good to see you. And Jay, I like seeing you in the pilot's chair there.
Thank you.
Very good. Oh, I love that. That was good. That was good. Okay.